Laser Leavers, this is SuperZombgbBBQ, and ladies and gentlemen, it is an interesting time over the last couple of days with WWE SuperCard. Why is that? Well, because Ring Domination's come out, and there's some changes to it, intentional or otherwise, which, well, they aren't great. But I don't want to start on too much of a downer because there's some great news coming out, and that is that we are getting Flash events this week. Yes, this popped up in-game, and if you don't know what Flash events are, we're going to be talking about it, why they're there, what this means, and to answer everyone's questions before they type in the comment section, there's a new tier, JB, we're going to get a brand new tier, I quit the game. No, it's very, very unlikely to be a new tier. And I'll tell you the reason why very soon, despite what other people will tell you. All that coming up, but do you know what sucks more than the changes to Ring Domination? El Lyco. Yeah, he sucks. He sucks. Now, I'm actually running a risk of turning heel at this point on El Lyco because you guys seem to actually like him, but he is getting involved in this video. I literally cannot do anything. He has taken over. And we all know the reason why he's there. It's because you have not liked the video enough. We need every single one of you. I gotta give you a 3-second countdown. I want us all to drop the biggest possible elbow we can on El Lyco to get him out of our way, ready for Ring Domination in 3, 2. He's not gone. Come on, guys. We could do better. Oh, jeez. That was a little bit excessive, but I won't doubt you guys again. Right, Ring Domination. We've got Bianca Belair, okay? So there's a couple of good points to start off with. We've got Bianca Belair, we're onto the heroic mode. We are ready to go. But like I said, there's some not great bits about Ring Domination, you guys should probably know for this and going forward to the next event. Because there is going to be a Flash Ring Domination on Saturday going through to Monday next weekend, as well as a Flash Road to Glory on Thursday, which you may or may not have seen in the login bonus. But what has changed about Ring Domination that is really, really not great? Let's start off by talking about, first of all, doublers. It seems that throughout the weekend, doublers haven't been dropping in Ring Domination. Yeah, I know you're thinking to yourself, but how do I get doublers? Well, ironically enough, you get doublers by pulling them off the main draft board. So part of me thinks that this is a glitch more than it is a change, but it's a very weird one. Why would it not work on this draft board, but it works on this normal draft board? Very, very strange. So that's the first thing that to me immediately just strikes up, just immediately some kind of like, what? So if you've had the same problems, please let me know in the comment section. If you've had any other problems with Ring Domination, let me know what those are. Maybe we can find out what they are. But it does seem that some of these changes might be confusingly, and I hope not, done on purpose. Or it could just be a confusion with the different draft boards. Now, we don't know if this is for every tier, but at least for WrestleMania 37 tier. So I can't tell you if this is the same in Royal Rumble tier, or Behemoth tier, Swarm tier, Biomechanical tier, etc. But the second big issue is resets. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm guessing most of you do, but for those who don't, every reset you get off the board, or in Ring Domination terms, a shard, counts as a reset. You need a certain number of board resets to get yourself what is called a pity pull. It's how people progress in the game, especially free of charge. There are other ways such as dusting, buying packs, etc., but this is like the main way people progress through the game. Of course, you also have King of the Rings. The problem with Ring Domination is apparently some have been doing research, and I have noticed it myself, the shards are not counting towards people's reset totals, which is very strange and very concerning because there have been times in the past where Ring Domination has actually counted towards being double. I remember that back in Season 3 and Season 4. Now, to see it not counted at all here, it seems that the Ring Domination and the standard draft board are now almost separated. They're separate entities, which I really hope isn't the case. It seems that the rest of it is working as intended. For example, you can still dust off of the draft board. For example, you can still get Team Battleground charges and King of the Ring energies, although you can't pull any other energies once you've got your win. So that's another issue, is King of the Ring. And let's talk about dusting. Now, I'm saving this actual dust pickup for a video which is coming up, where I'm going to be doing a lot of exclusive draft picks, which I think you guys are going to absolutely love. But the issue, unfortunately, comes from this. Yes, that is right, ladies and gentlemen. You see a Bianca Belair event card with the ability to dust that. Now, I haven't seen what happens if you do dust it, but I would imagine that would remove your ability to get the heroic upgrade, or maybe the game glitches out entirely. So I haven't seen any examples of that actually happen, but just watch yourselves, because if this is a situation going forward, maybe the guys at SuperCard should add another feature to not dust your event cards away, because that could be very, very embarrassing. But let's just go over this again. This Ring Domination has brought us no resets counting towards draft pulls, no King of the Ring energies unless you win a game, and no doublers off the draft board unless you go to the main draft board and not the Ring Domination one. Sounds like a recipe for a bit of disaster. Not to mention, a lot of people are talking about the game taking them down to the last shard this event as well. And it does make you worry that this maybe is a permanent change, which I very much hope it's not. Thoughts down in the comment section. If you've had any personal issues yourself, please let us know. But I've got to get on with heroic Ring Domination and get myself to the very end to get that pretty amazing Bianca Belair Pro that's going to be so useful. But what happens after Bianca? Well, we have flash events, and this is why it's happening. Segue. Let's talk about flash events. So many people have actually already reached out to me, DMs in Discord and on voice chats as well, saying, oh, so this is the end of the tier, and it's like already we've been only been hit in this tier for like a couple of weeks, and it's like no. This flash event is not going to be based on that, and if it is, I would be shocked. What these flash events are, and I'll explain what a flash event is in a minute for anyone that needs to know, probably is to line it up with something else that's coming along down the line. So, for example, they might have done a flash event because they're trying to schedule a special event in for a certain time. So it might be, I don't know, it could be someone's birthday. Like, let's just say John Cena's birthday, for example. So they might have done it for John Cena's birthday at a certain time or a certain anniversary of an event, and you would have a certain time frame to have that in to make it relevant. So they might want to have an event card for that week as a last man standing or a COC card, so it's relevant for that time period. They've made those plans, and they've then realized, oh crap, because WrestleMania was put back, which it was put back 2 weeks, we now don't have the time to do that based on the current events. So what do? Well, we can't have a last man standing or a COC this early in the tier. So what do? Flash events. Literally, think of a flash event in terms of what it provides to the game, right? Think of it as basically an easier LMS Clash of Champions. That's the best way of seeing it. Because whilst you don't have the benefit of a free player being able to grind from the beginning to the end, the events will only last for 2 days, and if you were already in the position to get that event card, you're still going to be able to get it, but you're just going to be able to get it even easier than you were beforehand. Plus, the events go so quickly. Like, I'll explain to you in a moment why that is. But everyone's saying it's going to be a new tier. No, it's not. Could it possibly line up with something new? Yes. I'll go back to WrestleMania 34 tier when they did a random flash event for AJ Styles. No one knew the reason why. Everyone thought it was a brand new tier, and then they brought in Last Man Standing. They haven't done too many flash events recently, but especially going up to WrestleMania tier, they didn't do one. It was a bit weird. But hey ho, facts of the matter is just because it's a flash event doesn't mean it's the beginning of a new tier. It just means they're bringing in something cool to rearrange the week. And it might just be because they are planning, let's say, a super pass or something else like that, and they want to get brand new content in, something maybe specially themed for that. and this was the best way to do it. For people asking what a flash event is, well, that's really simple. It doesn't show actually which is really strange why they do that, in the help center. A flash event is basically a 48-hour version of the events we play. So half the time. So the first event, which it seems is going to be Road to Glory, will be on next Thursday at 8 p.m. UK, 12 p.m. Pacific. When you're playing that event, what you'll notice is that everything runs at double speed. So if we're talking points to get yourself, I don't know, the Behemoth card, instead of it being half the points, you just get double points. So you'd go from, instead of 1 or 0 to 200 in 2 hours, it would take you half the time to do that, because you'll be doing 20 points a game or 10 points a game instead of doing a standard 5 or 10. You're doing it in double the speed because there's double points. For Ring Domination, just FYI, the Road to Glory point totals, as far as I'm aware, don't change. They used to do it where they dropped the points by half, but all they do nowadays is just double the points, and it just takes you less time to do it. Ring Domination's very, very different. The situation with Ring Domination is that you're experiencing the standard one in this event this weekend. Whereas in the version that you're going to see the flash events, visually, everything will be the same, but you'll be getting double picks, double shard picks, which means if you are using doublers, you'll be getting a shard guaranteed every 2 games for the start. And as time goes on, you'll be getting 1 shard a game guaranteed, down to a guaranteed 2 shards, a guaranteed 3 shards per game. You can literally complete the first card within 30 minutes. It is that quick. It is my most favorite game mode, Flash Ring Domination. However, I do still prefer Giants Unleashed. They did do a Flash Giants Unleashed once, which I'm surprised they haven't brought that back. But hey ho, who am I to say what should and shouldn't be in the game? Facts are, it's going to be fun. Is it for a new tier? More than likely not. I'd say it's almost, in my head, 90% sure it's because WrestleMania was delayed because of COVID. So it chucked out their entire schedule. They made plans and then realized they had to change those plans for one reason or another. So they've just put this in to speed things up a little bit. Don't worry, you haven't just chucked time and money down the drain, or credits down the drain for a new tier which is gone out of date in like 2 minutes. That's not happened. In case people are wondering when a new tier should hit, think Money in the Bank. So I'd say June time, although I think Money in the Bank has been put back this year. So whatever the pay-per-view is in June, that's when you're going to get something, whatever the new tier will be, because who knows? Based on the pay-per-view names that WWE are coming up with at the moment, it's probably going to be called WrestleMania 2 tier. Because everything, well, it's just a WrestleMania tier. No, let's just have a double WrestleMania, because everything after WrestleMania apparently this year is being called whatever it is, WrestleMania, or WrestleMania Backlash, or whatever. I don't know. All I know is that this time last year, going into May, we got the awesome, and I loved it, we got the Money in the Bank events last year at this time going into May. If they did that again, I would love it. But I think they'll hold it back for the actual Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and they've got something else planned. Please do a Hall of Fame event. I want to get the chance to get those Hall of Fame cards again. Please. Please, please, please. How awesome would that be? So I got a question in the chat from Adam22085. This is live on Twitch, by the way. If you don't follow me on Twitch, you should, because I'm recording this live on Twitch. Hey, JB, any idea if there will be a new Super Pass? This, I think, is going to become a more regular thing. I would not be surprised if a Super Pass arrives with whatever next month's content's going to be, because they seem to do it for this season, and I wouldn't be at all surprised, considering it's in the description and the wording for the game. Super Pass is now like a permanent fixture for that, if that now becomes a thing every single tier. I just hope they've learned from the last one, because after a while, the Valentine stuff got a little bit boring. Although it was great for my poor man's SuperCard account. So yeah, no reason to panic. So far away.